Hey, everybody. Welcome to day 248 of Reseller Reflections, a day in the life of a full time reseller supporting her family. It's Tuesday, February 11th, 2025. We did not meet our sales goal today, and no amount of afternoon shipping was going to make that happen. So, yeah, that's just, it is what it is kind of thing. Still doing the things, keeping up with everything. And this is going to be one of those rare episodes where I'm just kind of going off the cuff here because I have been just thinking for the past couple days about, oh gosh, so many different things, and I'm not sure how it's all going to coalesce. So here we go. I'm just going to do my best. The other side. So weeks and weeks ago, I talked about, um, when something difficult happens in your life, I don't believe things happen for a reason, but I do believe we can learn from difficulties. And I do wanna believe that you can make it for a better purpose, whatever pain it is, you can use it. You can use it for good or to pass things along. And that was my biggest hope, was that, some of the things that I've gone through, that I could use that experience to put me in a position where I could help other people. And, I've done a lot of work over the past year and a half, really working on some of the things, some of the more difficult experiences I've had, and learning from them. And um they something kind of amazing happened, is that I didn't offer my help to anyone. Not that now that I came out and like offered to give people advice or offered to help people through something. But there are quite a few people in my life that started coming to me for advice, for help through difficult situations similar to the ones that I have been in. And I mean, that's what the wish was, right? Like, I'd be in a good enough place where I could offer that assistance and that help to other people, because I understand where they're coming from. Coming out of, um, I can't go into the details of, difficult, somewhat abusive relationships. Um, because it doesn't affect just me. So, I'm intentionally keeping things, vague, because it's not, all of it isn't my business to share. Um, but I mean, that's kind of where I'm headed. And I, finally got to that point. Like, I feel like it's the other side, and I'm able to offer that help, to be a sounding board, to be those things. And that is the good that came out of it. In the time, maybe you're in a difficult time right now, you can't see how this is ever going to serve a better purpose, how it is going to, there's some kind of silver lining to it. But there is, if you make that happen, and you will that to happen. Now, you know um for the past week or so, I was struggling. We had the whole Valley of Despair episode, which I will link up. And I talked a lot about the business. What I did not talk about, there was a whole other side to this kind of funk, where I didn't really feel like working, and I didn't really feel like, doing the things I needed to do to sustain my business. There was, part of it was I was getting bored with the process. I was just in, that kind of funk after you set your goals and all of that. And we'll go back to that, because I really want to touch on some amazing advice I got through that. And it's great to be on the other side of that as well. But here, the other thing that was feeding into that was, I have not learned to navigate. So I am very, like, I am an intuitive introvert. I tend to be an empath and absorb other people's emotions, feelings, and take that in. So in helping people, some people in my life, I've taken on more than I'm able to process, and I'm not sure how to It's not that I want a boundary, like, I absolutely 1,000% wanna be there, like, that's my biggest calling in life, right? But I'm not sure how to navigate that and, kind of sustain my own, um, happiness, my own drive, and I'm not sure how to do that yet. So that is something that I'm not on the other side of that I really need to figure out. So I think it's going to be, searching for maybe some books, maybe some videos on, how to set boundaries as like an empath or an intuitive introvert, and just not really just be able to navigate that a little better. I have struggled with this. I was, originally, a pre-medical student, and I knew beyond shadow of a doubt that I would not be able to separate myself from patients, from dealing with things. Like when I did a little bit of work in that field, I knew that that was going to just be just not a great path for somebody like me that tends to absorb, other people's emotions or just take them in. So here I am. I'm finding myself, some 30 years, 30 plus years later, trying to navigate the same thing that I, intentionally chose a career um, that did not make me separate, myself, or divide those emotions. So all right, so that's kind of the other piece of, maybe why I was kind of in a valley of despair, because I'm learning how to navigate that. And maybe it's compartmentalizing, maybe it's setting boundaries. I'm just not sure how to do it right now. And while I am absolutely grateful and happy about, not that anybody is in pain, that's not what I'm saying, but the fact that the things that happen to me, I'm able to help other people through, that is just the biggest dream of my life, and I just never saw that happening. But it's also having an effect on me and where I am with the business. So I didn't think it was fair to come on here and not give you a little insight into other things that are going on. It's not just the business, it's other things as well. All right, so maybe that was, I mean, that was just, I'm doing my best to explain it. I'm hoping that one of you has some like good videos or a book, or maybe some personal advice, and you can point me kind of in the right direction on how to navigate this whole new scenario. I am resetting to zero, so that's one of the things that keeps me sane, and I hope it's keeping you sane too. But thank you, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful evening. I will see you on day 2, 249 of Reseller Reflections. Night, night.